Ed, so today I posted an article on Patreon on this topic, but there's still stuff to say, and I thought I would try this alternative way of getting my point across. And my point is that sexual energy draining, which is sexual abuse, can be done without having sex or getting sexual with somebody. And this is possible because a person can come close to a human man or woman and experience our kindness, our gentleness, which are all manifestations of our sexual essence, and in a way are connected to our sexual energy. A person can come close to us and make an inroad into our heart and then use that to access us sexually without us being mentally aware of it. In the past, we would have been mentally aware of it, but because we have been programmed to ignore our instinct, because of that, we might not know what is happening, because we have been trained to identify sexual abuse as certain actions, certain innuendo, looks, words. So we are looking for evidence on the surface. But this kind of sexual energy vampirism does not give you that evidence on the surface, because that person will not even make an attempt to be sexual or have a sexual relationship or anything. And I'm talking about this, Ed, because I have so much experience coming from a religious and conservative traditional background. I have come across so many entities, Ed, in my life who were platonic, in platonic relationships with me, like the pastor in the church, like the hostage takers that I've been with. They all were like, oh, we are friends, and many of them promised to be my brother as well, which is why I no longer make brothers. But it was like that, and they didn't try to get sexual with me. They didn't, and that's why I didn't know how I'm getting sexually energy drained. And yet it's taken me all these years to begin to understand it. And it's like this. A vampire can sense the sexual essence in a man or a woman and want that, but not be willing to go the traditional route to get that, which is through a sexual relationship, maybe because they can't, maybe because the human man or woman is already with somebody. So many reasons, Ed. And maybe they don't want to have the responsibility of pretending to love the human and all that, because to get close to a human sexually, you got to pretend like you love them and all. And they don't want to go there because they know they can't. And very often they are like much married pastors and mentors, gurus, all of that kind, and they're pretending to be very spiritual people, and they are married and faithful and all of that. So they can't blow their reputation. And Ed, what they will do is that they will engage the man or woman in what seems like a platonic engagement or interaction, asking questions or having a discussion or whatever, and keeping it very dry. And the human won't be able to say, that this person ever got sexual with me. But after the interaction, the human feels like humiliated, sexually humiliated, like I'm not sexy enough, or I'm not good looking, or I'm not, just not confident. And yet this can happen over months, years, decades. And it is a form of sexual abuse. It's sexual energy draining. When you feel like you can't be sexual around somebody, that means that they are sexually abusing you. This is a fact. If you don't feel safe to be sexual, and by sexual I don't mean like, doing a Bollywood dance, thrusting your hips and your breasts, and I don't mean like that. I mean like when you're with your brother or your sister, you're not worried about covering your body. You're not worried about sitting a certain way or presenting yourself in a certain way, because they are your brother and your sister. They are not, unless you are from one of those demonic, incestuous families, a human at least can sit around their brother or sister, natural ones, without any fear of being misunderstood as coming across as, inviting. Whereas when you're with a sexual abuser, you have to be so careful, and you're instinctively all the time just being so careful not to come across as sexual. Because they are actually psychically telecasting to you that if you do be the sexual person that you are, that will be used as the excuse and the justification to drain you, to abuse you. And that is why you try not to be sexual. And if by some chance one day you let go and you laugh, or you dance, or something like that happens, and then you feel drained, then deep down you feel that you asked for it. And this is a common form of sexual energy draining. That is why if you have to be sexless around somebody, know that they are sexually draining you. They are psychically and otherwise accessing your sexual energy while making inroads into your heart and your emotion, pretending to be your platonic friend. You don't need to want to have sex with someone to want to sexually drain them. Sexual energy is an essence that can be got even without physical sex. This is the reality. So that's what I wanted to say. If you find that you have to be sexless, that you have to keep your body language restricted around somebody, that means they are sexually draining you. And you must not hang out with such people. It is very bad for your health. It hurts your twin flame. Because when you're suppressing your sexual energy, you are suppressing your connection with them, with your twin flame. You are suppressing the life highway between you and her, you and him. So never do that.